I sold my first 100 children's books without using ads. If anything, when I did use Amazon ads or Facebook ads, I think I tried Pinterest ads at one point too. Yeah, that didn't really work out. But you live and you learn. When I stopped using ads and actually started implementing organic marketing strategies that really work and actually make the flywheel spin, that's when I started actually selling my books. But when I was paying for ads, I was actually losing money and I wasn't selling any books at all. So I highly recommend that you go for simple, sustainable, and organic marketing strategies to sell your first 100 children's books. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about 3 different ways on how I sold my first 100 children's books without the use of ads and how you can too. And if we haven't met already, hi, my name is Harley, and I'm an award-winning self-published children's book author and illustrator. I've been publishing children's books for about 3 years now, and since I started publishing my children's books, I grew my business from one where I was just solely an author into an actual creative authorpreneur. I became a social media manager, I became a virtual assistant, and now I'm a children's book marketing coach. So if you ever need like tactical strategic planning and you want to talk it out with somebody and you're so overwhelmed with the thought of marketing your children's book, I get it. Book a call with me. The link will be in the description down below. And if not using ads to sell children's books and actually knowing how to market your books in a strategic and powerful way sounds good to you and you want to stay up to date with all the new videos that I post, I only talk about this on this YouTube channel. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a new video. So the first way that I sold my children's books without using ads was actually selling in person. So there are a couple different ways that I'm going to teach you about how to sell in person. And this first one is actually in-person events like farmers markets, festivals, craft shows, etc. So that means you set up a booth, you're a vendor, you do have to have your business registration in place, you do have to have insurance, all that good stuff. But you can set up where all of this traffic, like actual people walking past your booth, and you are able to sell in person to them immediately. I started by doing small little craft shows in my local area because they were cheaper, they were only one day, and since I was starting out, I didn't really know what to expect, and I wanted to make sure I had enough inventory, and I was just prepared for what was gonna happen because it is kind of intimidating being set up in person and talking to real people and being rejected in real time. It's an animal, that's for sure. So I started with small craft shows that way, but then I worked up to doing a whole like 3-day fall festival in a really busy town. And this has been a fall festival that's been around for, I think they celebrated their 60th year. So they had tons of built-in traffic. I think they said 30,000 to 60,000 people go to that event within those 3 days. So that's how many people walk by my booth. Sold so many books that weekend. It was bonkers. It was totally crazy. And it absolutely blew my mind. And so since then, I have decided to keep investing into vending at festivals. And if this is something that you can afford, like you can afford the upfront inventory, you can afford buying the tables, you can afford buying the chairs, tablecloths, banners, signage, all that. And like this is something you want to do and you want to talk to people, highly recommend you start selling in person at festivals, fairs, and events. I've got like quite a few videos on in-person events and like how I set up my booth and branding and all that. I'm gonna add the playlist right here for you, so go and check that out. And aside from like craft shows and festivals, I also do farmers markets. I sell my books at farmers markets every single week in the spring, summer, and fall. You're probably thinking, farmers market? Like you're not selling vegetables. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like how would they accept me? Fun fact, they actually want to support local authors. They want local authors at farmers markets. You're just gonna be more of like a seasonal vendor. Like you're not gonna be there every single week. And of course, this really depends on the farmers market because every single one is different. Like I'm at a farmers market every single Tuesday from 9 to 2, and I'm there every single week, and I'm not a farmer. So it really just depends on the market as to how many Saturdays or weekends that you can do in a season. But farmers markets are actually more cost effective than doing festivals and fairs and craft shows because I think it cost me, what, $14 to set up for my Tuesday farmer's market every single time I go. So only $14 to sell my books. When you think about the ROI and you think about the traffic and, you know, yeah, your time is important too, but even just think about it in the sense of like advertising. So to get in front of like thousands of people or hundreds of people, you have to pay a certain amount of money online. It's kind of the same thing with these in-person events and markets and all that. So go ahead and deliberate like if this will be worth it for you, if you have the time for it. I know that everybody's job schedule is different, but if you want to make it work and you can make it work and you want to do it in the community, like if you want to be more of like a staple locally, highly recommend you do that. And the second way of how I got to selling my first 100 children's books without using ads is by selling to friends, family, and coworkers. And I know this one sounds like underwhelming, like really, you're gonna tell me to sell to my friends, family, and coworkers? I'm not telling you to sell to them. I'm telling you to always casually mention the fact that you have children's books, or that you published a new children's book, or you illustrated a new children's book, or you did this event for your children's book. Always just like talk about it at family holidays or events or get-togethers or with your friends and coworkers. Because what I noticed with me is that the more I talk about my children's books, the more people give me reasons why they should buy my children's books. Over time, it adds up. And I know what you're probably thinking, like, oh, well, I can't make like actual revenue month over month over month. No, but this is to sell your first 100 children's books. Like, you got to start small and then scale from there. So start with your friends, family, coworkers. Start doing that, because when you get your books out there and you actually get your books in other people's hands, other people will see your books, and then they will talk about your books to their friends and be like, oh, well, my friend or my sister or, you know, my aunt is a children's book author. Like, if you need a baby shower gift, you should go check out her books. It becomes word of mouth. So I've actually sold like a really decent chunk of books just from this one little stream alone. So don't knock it till you try it. This could end up working for you, and you never know. You could have that one coworker or one friend that buys 10 books from you at a time. I have a coworker like that, and she is obviously the sweetest, but there's so many people that want to support you, so let them support you. And the third and final way that I sold my first 100 children's books is by email marketing. And I know you're probably going to want to click away after I tell you this, but email marketing has become like such a huge pivotal factor in my children's book selling and marketing. Like, this whole process, like, it is so important. And this is how I'm able to actually sell on Amazon without using ads. And email marketing is kind of a beast if you don't know how to set it up. Like, basically, this is how the funnel works with email marketing. So in order to get people on your email list, you need to provide them something of value for free, which is called a lead magnet. So you start with your lead magnet, and my lead magnets are free printable activities for kids. There are coloring pages, dot-to-dots, mazes, you know, all busy book pages, all that. So then when you organically post about your lead magnet, share the link to your lead magnet, and your lead magnet is delivered to them via email. So the person who wants to download the lead magnet has to put in their email address in order to get the lead magnet. So they put in their email address, and then after they put in their email address, they get subscribed to your email list. And then from there, you can go ahead and market your books subtly, but also market to them in a really valuable fashion. Like, give them more ideas for their children. Like, give them ideas for activities. Give them ideas for resources. Give them tips and tricks or anything that you might know and that you can talk about to them and provide them value. Or even just like updates about your new book, or, you know, updates about an event that you did or an award that you won. You would be surprised at how many people will connect with you that way. I know in the beginning when I was starting doing this, I was like, nobody's gonna want my coloring page. Nobody's gonna want this. Like, they don't know my character. They don't care. But as it turns out, once you convert them from this little lead magnet funnel to your email list, and you continue to nurture them week over week over week, they start to know, like, and trust you. And then you always have a link to your books in your email, so you'll stay top of mind with your books if they need to buy your book for a baby shower gift, a birthday gift, a teacher gift, or it's a teacher buying it. You never know. So email marketing has been huge for my online sales. And if you are really overwhelmed thinking about email marketing and like where to start, I actually have a video talking about this exact process and strategy that I do. I'm gonna link it right here. Highly recommend you check that out. There's also a free marketing guide that I made for you so you can print it out. It will be in the description down below. That goes over how I have the coloring pages or lead magnets set up, where I post to get email list signups. So go ahead in the description, download that. I promise it will be very helpful for you. Okay, that is it. Those are the 3 different methods that I use to sell my first 100 children's books without using ads of any kind. So if you have any questions, and if you have any recommendations for anybody else, leave them in the comments down below. I love learning from everybody, and we all have different ways of marketing and selling our books. So leave it in the comments. I'd love to chat with you about it. And if you liked this video and you actually found it useful, go ahead and physically like the video. So go ahead and hit the like button, because when you actually touch the like button, you hit the like button, YouTube will see that, and then they will push out the video to more self-published children's book authors, or even just children's book authors in general, who need help marketing their books. So go ahead and help your fellow children's book authors out and go and hit the like button. And if you like this video, you're probably gonna like this next one.